Knowledge here.
And I'm Audrey.
And today we're going to be playing a game for you, but before we get into all that, I just wanted to let you know really quickly, we now have a new format. And this is based off of a conversation I saw on Board Game Geek and really the relative inefficiency of me trying to squeeze everything about a game into one video. It seemed counterproductive to have to skip past things and condense everything. So, our new format is this. We will put out a video of a game that includes the intro, the rules, the mechanics, and then a gameplay. And then, later in the week or the following week, probably once a week, something like that, we will then put out a second video that has our objective, or at least as objective as possible, critical analysis of the game itself, and then our review, a real review, how we like it and why, etc., and our recommendations. This is the first of the intro and gameplay videos, so here we go. You may be wondering why today we have a giant toolbox-looking thing sitting on the table as opposed to a normal game box. And that's because we're playing a miniatures war game, and those do not have normal boxes.
That's right. But here is the normal box, because they do have normal boxes, my sweet. This is Star Trek Attack Wing, and this is what we're going to be playing today.
Yes, Star Trek Attack Wing is is a flight, combat and space flight simulator thing. It's very cool. We will talk about it, but it was published by WizKids in 2013 and designed by Andrew Parks and Chris Guild.
Is that recent? 2013?
2013. Oh yeah, because it's based off of Star Wars Attack Wing, or Star Wars X-Wing, sorry, for those of you. Star Wars X-Wing,
which came out when?
Which came out also 2013?
Oh. They came out at the same time?
They may have come out the same time. Is it late 2012? Yeah, I think it's 2013. I don't know, I don't play X-Wing. No offense, again. But it was based off of X-Wing, which I have played it, I just don't play it. Which is based off of Wings of War, off the flight path system for Wings of War, which was different, it was with cards. But we'll talk about that.
Do you know when that came out?
2004?
Oh, okay.
I think.
All right.
2004. Yeah, so the system, in essence, has been around for a while. But it's for 2 or more players. It can play quite a few people. And by quite a few.
It can also apparently play one.
Yes, it can play one.
One time I came home and Weston was playing.
There are solo missions. This is not a sad, lonely gamer playing against himself. No, there are solo missions that come with this. So yes, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
But
trying to embarrass you.
Anyways, yes, it is 2+ players, and we will talk about game length and that later when we do our review. But that's kind of the pertinent information about this game. So let's go ahead and move on to the rules and mechanics.
Okay.
And then we'll play the game for you. See you there. Here you can see the basic setup of a Star Trek Attack Wing game. Now, to be completely honest, there are a lot of ways to play this game. This is just one of them. This is one of the scenarios that comes with one of the ships. Each ship you buy gives you a scenario. Very often in competitive play, the idea is you're killing each other, but not all the time. In this instance, we will describe what the scenario is when we begin it. But to let you know what the basics of the game are, each player builds a fleet based on whatever criteria you set. According to this mission, I got 1 ship, here's mine, and Audrey was able to get up to 80 points of ships, and here are the 4 she has chosen. Now, points are based on a couple of things. First off, ship cards like this each come with a point value, which you can see right down here. So my Enterprise, the original series Enterprise, is worth 22 points, and I had 50 to spend. And therefore, I decided to spend the rest of my points on captain and crew card upgrades, all shown over here. The idea for me in this scenario is to survive, so I chose that. Audrey, on the other hand, had 80 points to play with, and so she decided to get 4 ships here, totaling a total of 76 points, and then all generic captains, and then 1 with a skill. You add up all your points, and as long as they're within the boundaries, whatever you've set, that's fine. This game is played, no matter what scenario you're playing, is played on a 3x3 area, which I have mapped out here. It goes from the edge of the cards to each side of the table. And the basic idea is each player uses one of these maneuver dials to choose what their ship is going to do for the turn. So I would choose and Audrey would choose all at the same time, and then we place our dials down in front of our ships. When we're ready to move, in the order that is chosen, and it goes by captain skill, so low skill captains move first and then shoot last, high skill captains move last and shoot first. I chose a 4 forward for my ship. So I would take the 4 forward maneuver dial, place it in front of my ship, and then take my ship and move it to the other end of the 4. My ship has now moved forward 4. After your ship is moved, you get the option to perform an action. And actions are listed on your ship's action bar. So here are the actions my ship can take, which are evading, target locking, scanning, and battle stations. They each do various things. I will try to show you them throughout the game. My crew and my captain also give me potential actions to use, and that's why they can be so powerful, because you can use crew and captains together who interact very well with each other to either make you very offensive or very defensive or just very utilitarian. It's all up to you. So after you move, you decide upon an action. I say this turn I'm going to evade on the off chance I get shot at. So then Audrey reveals one of her dials, and she too is going 4 forward. She moves forward 4. And then decides, based upon her action bar, that she is going to scan. Finally, after we've all moved and taken our actions, comes the combat step. And during the combat step, you check to see who you are in combat range of, and then attack based upon your particular instance. This is the range ruler you use. Neither Audrey nor I are in range of one another, so neither of us could attack. However, let's say that we were a little bit closer. Let's say we were here. Now you have to test not only range, but also firing arc, because each ship comes with a firing arc. The Klingons here all have 90-degree frontal firing arcs for their primary weapons. My Enterprise has 180 degrees, so as long as something is at least equal to halfway, we're good to go. So I measure from the edge of the base to the edge of the other player's base, of Audrey's base, and find out that her ship is within range 3 of my ship. And therefore, when I attack with my 3 attack dice, as denoted by my ship's stats, she gets to roll her number of defense die of her agility. Hers is 1, plus an additional 1, because she is 3 away from me, in range 3. So I roll my 3 and end with 1 crit and 2 battle stations, which get me absolutely nothing. So I officially, at this point, have a hit on her ship. She then rolls her 2 defense dice and rolls 2 evades. Each of her evades cancels out a hit. Since I only had 1 hit, this was canceled out and her ship is safe. However, say I had rolled 1 hit and, where is the other one? 1 hit and 2 crits. Her evades would cancel out 2 of the 3 hits that I rolled, and they first cancel out regular hits, and then they cancel out crits. She would cancel out 1 hit, 1 crit, and be left with a crit, and then she would take damage. The only difference between a hit and a crit is when it hits your hull. A regular hit you get as a face-down damage card, and a crit you get as a face-up damage card. And this one is Minor Explosion. Immediately roll 1 attack die. On a hit result, suffer 1 damage. So crits are worse because they can have lasting effects on your ships or do extra damage. Or in the worst case of a warp core breach, your ship could explode each time you're planning to move it. As far as damage goes, let's say that I had attacked, just like I had said before. I rolled 3, she rolled 2, I ended up with a crit. Audrey's ship, unfortunately for me, fortunately for her, still has 1 shield. So instead of taking a face-up damage card and potentially taking more damage, all she does is remove her shield. She still has 3 hull left. Once she has taken enough damage cards to equal the shield that she has, the hull that she has, her ship then explodes, and it is gotten rid of. When one person's gotten rid of the other person's ships, or when you've completed whatever scenario you are playing, the person who has done what they need to do to win wins the game. And then you can start again playing with someone else. So here we have our game that Audrey and I are going to play. I set the ships. Okay.
Cheater.
So here we have the game.
What is going on?
So here we have.
Why don't you just move it right over by the whatever that is? What is that?
That's the Kobayashi Maru we're going to
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
So here we have the setup of Audrey and I's game. The scenario we are playing is the Kobayashi Maru. Some of you may be familiar with it, as it's been mentioned in multiple Star Trek movies at this point, including the most, well, not the most recent, but the 2009 reboot. In this scenario, I am in charge, I am captaining here, well, I'm not really, but you know, the USS Enterprise, the original series version. I have 50 points to play with. My Enterprise was 22. I chose Jean-Luc Picard.
Wait. You have the original Enterprise, and it's captained by Picard?
Yes, here's why. This is one thing that's interesting about this game, is there's flexibility. You can play whatever you want on a ship as long as it fits within a ship. Every ship needs a captain, whether generic or named, and then you get a certain number of upgrades. My Enterprise can take 4 crew upgrades and a weapon. I chose Jean-Luc Picard because he gives me an extra action in addition to whatever action my ship can take, so it'll allow me to be more defensive. And he gives me an elite talent, which I chose as one that allows me to do a come-about maneuver, which is a, you know, where you face the other way when you finish. And the reason I did that is because it's the Enterprise, so it's not actually that maneuverable. Then I have Tom Paris, who gives me an extra defense die, Sulu, who I can use an action to add 2 agility to, Miles O'Brien, who I can disable to repair up to 2 shield tokens, and Montgomery Scott, who I can disable to prevent an auxiliary power token, or discard to repair up to 2 hull. I have tried to make my ship, within the Federation cards, as survivable as it can be, so that I can do what I have to do, because my goal is to get to the Kobayashi Maru, and as long as I'm within range 2, I can disable my shields and beam aboard a survivor, which is shown by these mission tokens here.
Oh my goodness, you have to beam aboard all those
No,
survivors?
I only have to beam aboard 3 and then escape back over my side.
Why are there all the extra survivors?
Because I only have 9 rounds to do it in. So each round I take off one of these.
Okay.
And any round that I get a survivor, I take one of those. There are 12 altogether. That's 9 rounds plus 3 people. If I can't get there, get 3 of them off, and then get off my side of the board in 9 rounds, I lose. If you destroy my ship, I lose. So this is, much like the movies, nearly impossible to win. And I've gone with what's called essentially, it's not really a dreadnought because it doesn't have enough points, but if I had continued adding things, it would have been. I've gone with one potential way to build your fleet, which is to take one ship and put a bunch of stuff on it. Audrey has gone the other way.
Yeah, I have a swarm.
She has a swarm, which essentially just means she has a bunch of ships. They're all generic. It's just a bunch of firepower that she's going to throw at me and hopefully blow me up.
Yeah, I have a bunch of generic captains. It's like Klingon number 1, Klingon number 2,
yeah,
Klingon number 3, and Worf.
That's right. She does have Worf on the Karaga, well, the Cavort class, for a little bit of thematic veracity. But anyways, let's begin. So, Audrey, go ahead and do your little planning for your ships and then put them face down
I'll do my
next to
little
your ship.
planning.
Do your little bit of planning you gotta do. Now, normally you don't tell your opponent what you're gonna do, but you have to know that I'm essentially not going to attack you, because that's a waste of my time. I mean, I will if the opportunity presents
I
itself.
don't think you needed to tell me that.
But I'm really just trying to survive.
That much out. Okay.
Alright, you're set?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, well you have 3 lower skilled captains, the 1, the 1, and the 1.
What? You mean Klingon number 1? It's not like...
No. So your captain skills are 1, 1, 1, and Worf is 5. Jean-Luc Picard is 9.
Wow, that was the worst.
Jean-Luc Picard.
Maybe you should not say his name.
Jean-Luc Picard. So you move all your ships first.
Yes. Okay. So my first Klingon, we'll call him Bob, is going to move forward 3.
Forward 3. And I will say this. Klingons and Romulans a very popular move in the first round is to move forward and then cloak your ship, if it has the cloak ability. The reason being that you can then maneuver yourself to the best position to attack without being attacked upon. So Audrey is moving forward 3, so hold the 3 down. And move forward.
Okay.
And her ship does not have any actions that are really worth taking right now, because within the first round of a game, you are almost never within range, unless you do something like transwarp conduit with the Borg all the way across the table. So even if I move forward 4, we will still not be in firing range.
Okay.
So go ahead and move your next ship.
Klingon number 2. I'm just going to leave him as Klingon number 2. I hope that's okay.
Go ahead.
Is moving 3 slight left.
Now you know you can call them by their names. The
those ships? You mean?
Yeah, the Raptor,
Bird
Bird of Prey,
maybe I'll do that then.
the D7 and that's interesting. The D7 and
I'm going to be waiting for you. I want you to know.
And the Cavort.
And then both of my last 2, the battle cruiser and the Klingon starship, are moving forward 4. I'm coming for you.
Okay.
You're frowning like I've made a grave error.
No.
Okay.
No. So that is your, what is that, the D7?
Yeah.
Okay, so the D7 is moving forward 4, and the Cavort is moving forward 4. Now, it's important to note that if you land on an object, you have to back up off that object slowly in the path that you were taking, and then you lose your actions for that turn. Same thing if you hit a ship. You can't actually land on another ship's base. But if you... but you still are able to attack ships that you are next to or touching, unlike X-Wing, where if you hit a ship, you can't attack it. So, Jean-Luc Picard... Okay, I'm done.
Yeah,
Jean-Luc Picard
you are done.
takes the Enterprise forward 4. And as far as I know, we're not in range. Yeah, no, we're not in range. I didn't figure we would be. And so I am not going to perform any actions because there's no reason to. So now it's the second round of planning.
Oh my gosh.
What?
That was just quick.
Well, I mean, that's how first rounds are. I know people who still do the actions just to do the action, but there's no reason to. It really just makes absolutely no sense. I'm so much quicker. Of course, I only have one ship to plan for.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, why didn't you decide to cloak with other your ships? Just no reason to? You figure you can overwhelm me?
Oh, I'm just gonna attack you, buddy.
Okay. She's just going all out. Forget cloaking. Though you should know, for those of you who do want to cloak at some point in the game, if you do, it adds 4 defense dice to your roll. So...
I don't think you're going to be attacking me.
But as I said, I'm not going to be attacking her, so she really doesn't care. Or maybe I just said that so that I can attack her.
Well, if you do, then watch out, because I have 3 other ships that are going to be coming after you.
Okay, Audrey, go right ahead.
Okay. So...
Is Samra, or the Raptor, sorry.
Or Bob, whatever you want to call him, is going to go forward too.
Bob, the Raptor class ship? So like Thomas the Tank Engine?
Yeah, it's exactly like that. Okay. And I probably should stop that, actually. People are going to be really ticked if I'm calling the Klingon Bob.
Bob the Klingon?
Yeah. I'm not going to think that's funny at all. Okay. So 2 forward. And the next one, I actually think I'm going to run into this.
Audrey, action.
Yeah. I am going to scan.
You're going to scan? Okay.
Yeah. So what do I do with this?
Put it next to your ship. So she is scanning, which means that when she attacks me, I will have 1 less defense die to
Now,
roll.
does that count for every other ship I attack you with, or only...
Only your ship.
Well, only the Raptor class ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Each ship has its own actions and does its own
All
thing.
right.
So go ahead.
I didn't know.
No, it's fine.
All right.
the
So
bird
my
class.
next little buddy is moving a slight right 1, but I have a really bad feeling. No, not a slight right. Yeah, slight right. That's all he's got. Okay.
Slight right 1?
Yeah.
Okay, well, give me 1 sec.
So as you can see, I'm about to run into this.
No, I don't think you're going to run into it. Don't move it yet, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through it.
You're going to go through it, which is fine. As long as you're going to go through it, I'm going to do this.
Maybe.
Now, normally there's some sort of marker, but what I'm going to do is do this and move this out of your way.
Okay.
So go ahead and you move through.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move this back the other way. Oh,
No!
that's okay. I'll move it through this way.
Such a tense moment.
I know. And you know what? I'm going to put these mission tokens over here
It's fine.
to make them easier to deal with.
Since we have no coordination.
That's right, since I have issues. And
So I went through the ship. I'm gonna say I went over it.
well, yeah, they figure you can maneuver around things in space.
Right.
So as long as you don't
That's what I
land
did.
on it, you're
That's
fine.
what I did.
Okay, so what are you doing?
I'm going to what have I got here? I've got
You're
I'm gonna put a target lock on you. That's
Okay,
what I'm gonna do.
so you put the red target lock next to me and the blue next to your ship, so you know who's target locking who.
Alright.
Okay.
As if there's any question here. Which of your many ships am I target locking?
Well, which of your ships is target locking that ship?
Okay.
Okay, what's your next ship?
Okay,
The
my
D7.
next ship moves forward. No, moves. I'm sorry. Slight right 2.
Slight right 2?
Yeah. Looks like
No,
a hard right.
here's your slight right.
That would be why. Okay, because it is a hard right.
Because it is.
Okay. And yeah, the next guy. The
Are
next
you going
guy's
to target
only.
lock with the other one?
I'm
too?
sorry. Yeah, I need to take my action. Actually,
Battle
I'm going to use my
stations?
battle station.
Okay, now just so you know, when you roll a battle station allows you to either on an attack or defense. When you roll a die, anything that becomes a battle station, you can spend that battle station's token to turn it into a hit, a regular hit, or an evade, depending on which way you're rolling. Target lock, if you have a secondary weapon, most of them say spend the target lock and then disable the card, and it allows you to fire a secondary weapon. If you're firing your primary weapon, it gives you the ability to re-roll any number of attack dice that you choose when you spend it. Statistically, they are essentially exactly the same.
Okay, and then I did the exact same move for this one.
Okay.
So a slight right.
So you're bringing your swarm in, huh?
As you can tell, they're aimed at you.
They
and
are.
with him, I am
This is
also
actually quite scary.
going to target lock. So,
Okay.
okay.
Now comes my turn. Jean-Luc Picard and the Enterprise are going to go forward 4 again. I'm hoping to bypass some of your firing arcs, at least for this turn. Something that's important to note is that the Klingons are actually quite maneuverable, most of them. In fact, every one of your ships has a come-about. It's a red maneuver, but it's a come-about, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
we all have it.
Good. My ship does not have that. So, I'm within most firing ranges. So now I need to check firing ranges. That's going to make a difference as opposed to, or at least firing arcs. That's going to make a difference. So this one, I am just barely in. That one I'm definitely in. And assuming I'm within range 3, in. Oh good, I'm in all 4 firing arcs.
This is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I was really hoping to bypass a
I
few
think
of
this
those.
is going to be a really long game, too.
Shut up.
I'm sorry.
I am going to use then Jean-Luc Picard's free action to give me agility, and then I'm going to use, to give me an evade, and then I'm going to use Hikaru Sulu's add 2 agility for the rest of the round. So I now will be rolling 1 plus 2 more defense dice, plus the 1 for Tom Paris, and then I get an evade.
Okay. Are you going to attack me?
Yes. I might as well, I guess, since
What have you got to lose?
I've got nothing to lose. I didn't even really think about that, but yeah, I've got nothing to lose. Okay, so I am going to attack.
Okay.
And I'm going to attack The Samra, since it is the least well defended, and it's within range 1, so I get 1 extra attack die, so that takes me from 3 to 4.
Okay.
And the Samra gets to roll 1 defense die against it. So I get 2 crits.
Okay, and I'm gonna roll my 1 defense die.
Yep. You get nothing, which means
This is a really good roll there.
which means you get rid of a shield.
Okay.
So go ahead and hand me that. That is now gone. And then you take a crit. And since these are all shuffled, that is going to be a face up. And what do you got, Audrey?
Treat all turn maneuvers, hard left or hard right, as red maneuvers.
So anything that's actually a turn. Because the soft ones are called banks.
Does that just mean left or right, not hard left, hard right?
It means anything that is a turn. It is hard. Because you have straight, bank, which is the soft, and then turn, which is the hard.
Bank, okay.
So any turn maneuver is red from now on.
Okay.
I was really hoping that it would do another damage to you, but whatever. Okay, Audrey.
And the card is engine room fire.
Engine room
That's
fire.
why the turns are red.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Now it is your turn, and let's see. Worf, I guess, is the highest, so he attacks first.
Okay.
And I'm range 3, which means I roll another defense die. So that's, let's see. So you go ahead and roll your attack dice first.
Okay, and there's 4.
You get 4, and that's it.
Okay.
And
that's it. And my target lock is going to be used to re-roll blank die?
Yes. Well, to re-roll whatever dice you want. But the cool thing here is you have Worf, which allows you to re-roll blank dice. So you will be able to re-roll any blanks, and then spend your target lock to re-roll anything.
That's awesome.
So that's pretty nice.
Worf, you're pretty cool.
So go ahead. You got 2 hits, a battle stations, and a blank. So I assume you want to re-roll the blank first.
Yeah.
It's now a crit. And so now are you going to spend your target lock to re-roll that battle station? Okay, so you spend your target lock. That goes back by your
And I
ship.
got another hit.
And you got another hit. Okay.
So I hit you 3 times and I have a crit.
So I am at 3, and the reason that I get an extra die is because I'm at 3 and she is firing with her primary weapon. When people use their secondary weapons, you do not get those bonuses of the extra attack die or the extra defense die. So I get 1 for distance, or I guess 1 for normal, 1 for distance, 1 for Tom Paris, 1 for normal, 1 for distance, 1 for Tom Paris, and 2 for Sulu. So I have 5 defense dice.
Alright.
Let's hope I get something good.
Yeah, you could potentially bypass this.
1, 2, 3.
Plus you have 1 evade.
Plus I have 1 evade.
On him already.
Which I am not going to use.
Okay.
Because you have a bunch of other attacks against me.
Sure.
So I take the 1 crit, but since I have 3 shields, I just lose a shield.
Okay. Alright.
So now you can attack with any of those 3 in order. Do you want to just attack in reverse order now you moved them, just to keep it easy?
Sure.
So they move this way, and then they attack this way?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So the D7.
So the D7 attacks next, and I think that's just range 2.
Yeah, and I get 3.
Yes, range 2, so I don't get my extra attack die for that.
And I had put out a battle station token next to him, which means that I can change any battle station rolls
to
one of the other.
To regular hits,
Okay.
since you're going to be attacking.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So you get 3 attack dice. Okay.
All right, and that actually serves me well. I have 1 battle station, so I'm going to use that token and turn it to a regular hit.
So now I only have 4 evade dice. 1 for Tom Paris, 1 for the regular, and 2 for Sulu. Did I have a battle stations on my last roll?
Yeah, you had 1.
I did.
Why?
Each time you defend this round, you may convert 1 battle station into 1 evade.
Do you want to take your shield back?
Yeah, I want to take my shield back. And this is why it's important. If you are someone who's good at details, use a lot of cards. If you're not, maybe you should.
Then play my board.
Now, I will say this. There have been a bunch of new rules recently, and this might actually disable him, so to speak, in which I can't use him the rest of the round. But I think that because it says each time you defend, it doesn't work that way. But just so you know, there are a bunch of new rulings that they came out with. So I get my 4. I got 3 evades.
Yeah, good job. And plus you still have
And
evade
I still have
on.
my
Right.
evade sitting there.
Okay.
So after 2 attacks, I'm still at full health. This is nice.
All right, my next one is the bird of prey, and I get 4. And he's a little closer.
And you get 4, and you're within 1, so
I
you
get
get 1 attack. Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go.
And I have a target lock.
You have a target lock, so you'll be able to reroll.
But
Or you don't need to.
Re-roll.
Oh, 3 hits and 2 crits. I literally won't be able to evade all those. Let's see what I can do.
Oh, that is such a bad roll.
Okay, I got 1 agility. I'm going to use my other agility.
Yeah, I probably would too.
That gives me 2, which means I take 1 hit and 2 crits, which gets rid of all of my shields.
All of them?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So now I'm down to 4 hull.
Okay, we're still on the first turn.
Oh, no,
We're doing
actually,
so
technically
well.
we're on the second turn. Thank you for reminding me. I took away one mission token.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Does that represent someone who's died?
That just represents time. Although, yes, you could say that. Why not? Time.
That's really sad. Okay.
So your final, your
All
Samra,
right, my last dude.
which gets 1, 2, 3, 4 dice. Because it's within range 1.
Come on, Bobby. And I have a scan, so you have to roll 1 less defense die. Or 1 less defense dice.
Yes, which brings me down to 3.
Okay. And I just got 1 hit and 1 battle station. It's kind of depressing, actually. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
He's doing so well.
I got 2 evades.
Okay, so.
So I am good. Oh, did you spend that? Oh, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
So your
It's
target
still
lock.
there.
Target
It's
locks
still
are the one action you can take other than cloaking, but actually you can take against another ship that lasts for multiple rounds. It lasts until you decide to actually use it. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one.
I was gonna say those don't match.
There.
you
No.
go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was this.
There we go.
The bird of
Yeah,
prey.
sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so now we go back to planning.
Okay.
That's okay. And that is something that's important to note about miniature games.
I
Sometimes,
have such a hard time moving them.
sometimes they get bumped and nudged just a tiny bit. Don't freak out about it. It's a miniature. It's a game.
Yeah.
It's not a big thing.
Remember that time I when we first started playing, I moved them pretty
Yeah.
considerably.
That was unfortunate. If they get bumped an inch bit, you can fix them.
Yeah, I was gonna say your attitude was nothing like this is just a game when that happened. Okay, I'm banking.
Remember, it's
2.
never just a game.
Yeah, I'm banking 2 to the right with my D7.
I can. I'm going to beam down to get rid of one of these for last turn. And I am going to take a mission token and put it on my card here. I now have 1 saved person.
Yay!
Yay! And that was my action.
Okay.
Now it's attack time, and I believe you are actually in my arc still, although, no, never mind, you're not. No.
And am I?
And I'm not in your arc, so.
Are you certain with this one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so
Wait a second. Does this one have an arc coming out of his back?
that's a rear firing arc. That can be used for secondary weapons.
How come I don't have any secondary?
Because you decided to go with a swarm.
Oh. Yeah,
This
I
is
decided.
magic. This is magic. Alright, so go ahead and plan, huh?
Okay. So that.
When you perform a red maneuver, your ship gets an auxiliary power token. Like so. Oh, you never cleared off your other 2 things from last turn.
No, I just put that there. I can only keep it there for 1 turn.
Yes, that's how everything works, except for target lock.
I thought it was like the target lock.
No, that's why I said only the target lock.
Okay. All right, so there he is.
Okay. So yes, when you perform a red maneuver, you get an auxiliary power token, which means you cannot take an action that turn. The way to remove an auxiliary power token is to perform a green maneuver. So if she wants to take another action at some point, she'll have to perform a green maneuver. And green maneuvers are traditionally very limiting. It's like 1 straight, 2 straight, and maybe 1 or 2 banks. And that's pretty much it. So Audrey's coming over towards this side with her raptor for an unknown reason. Perhaps I'm assuming that maybe she's preparing for when I make my return, and she's going to attack me.
In general, it's a miracle if my ships are
But
anywhere near yours.
but if you come out, if you go off the side of the board, your ship is considered destroyed.
No!
Are you gonna hit?
I am.
Let me see. Here, let me
It's
take
gonna
this.
hit. No, I mean I know it. It is. It's hitting.
Okay, so pull that out from underneath.
Okay.
And you don't have an auxiliary power token, you just don't get an action this turn.
Okay. Well, that's all right.
I'm going to go ahead and lower my shields, which I don't have,
Live.
And-
It's the same.
and add a crew member to my... So now I have 2 of the 3 that I need.
You only need 3.
I need 3, but then I have to get back over to my side of the board
Oh,
without
yeah,
done
that's
it.
not gonna happen.
Well, mine.
But I'm impressed that you already have 2 of them.
I know, last time I only got 1. Of course, last time you only had 2 ships and you were able to kind of keep me in your fire guard.
All right.
Okay, I can't attack anybody, so I'm done.
All right.
You want to move that?
Yeah, I do.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
Oh no! Things are happening. Hold on.
Yeah! I can't believe how badly you moved that other
Well,
one.
the little captain things came out of their, you
It's
know.
no excuse.
You were so lucky you didn't hit me. But this was facing.
Oh my gosh. I think I should just get to move it wherever I
It was
need it
there.
to be.
It was
as a
approximately
result
there.
of that.
Yes, that is literally the worst I've ever hit a ship. That was a complete accident.
Totally non-intentional.
But my little. Well, are you gonna do an action?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna use agility as a free action
Okay.
this turn. And could you put that by my ship? And then I am going to disable Miles O'Brien to repair up to 2 shields.
That's probably a good move.
So I have 2 shields back. I obviously can't attack.
Am I close enough where I get the extra dice?
Let's see. Are you within range 1?
No, I'm not.
No, I'm range 2.
So I just get 4.
So I get my 2. Oh boy. Okay, I got 1 and an evade, which gets me 2 hits, which takes away my 2 shields.
Well, it's a good thing you had them.
Yeah.
That was good to put them back.
That was actually smart. Once a card has been disabled, you can spend an action on your next turn to re-enable it. There are also cards that allow you to do it the same turn. You can get all sorts of crazy combos. But so for right now, I cannot use Miles O'Brien again next turn. I would have to enable him again first, or undisable. Okay, so go ahead and plan. Let me take away a time counter. Time's kind of clicking down here. I'm gonna evade and then lower my shields to take the third, let's say there's only 3. Let's pretend this is just time and not dead people. Third passenger.
Then let me rephrase that. I'm going to attack with Wharf.
So you get, well, with the,
I get
the
4.
cavort, so you get 4. Yeah, okay, and I get 1 for the thing, 1 for Tom Paris, and 1 for range. I take a crit. Minor hull breach. After executing a red maneuver, roll 1 attack die. On a hit result, suffer a damage. So, okay.
My bird of prey also gets 4.
Mm-hmm. And are you going to spend your...
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. We'll pretend that I did that wrong. It wasn't Worf attacking, but it didn't matter. You rolled for it, a dice. It was the Katinga.
You should have brought 3 dice.
That's fine. No one will know. That was my bad. I said the wrong thing. Okay. See, everyone makes mistakes. 1, 2, 3. I take 1, 2, 3, and a crit. Starting the round after you receive this card, your Captain Zill's value is now 0.
Oh, thank goodness.
And I died.
I beat you like in the nick of time. Like the next turn you would have zoomed off the board.
Well, not that turn, but the turn after it, so you still might have beaten me.
I think it would have, if you did a 4 straight.
It would have got me to here, which is not off the board.
Oh my gosh, I thought I was going to lose that. I was
Okay.
getting so embarrassed.
So, don't be embarrassed. So, my ship exploded. It got blown up by the bird of prey. Good job. Good game, Audrey.
Oh my gosh.
This is how you congratulate people. Oh, wait. There. Good game. That's how you congratulate people.
With a hearty handshake.
With a hearty handshake. And we will see you with our analysis. Have a nice weekend.